Hello, students. This is Miss Michaud with an explanation of one piece of your budget project, the car loan spreadsheet. And so your learning targets are students will be able to develop a plan for spending and saving, explore job and career options, compare sources of personal income and compensation, analyze factors that affect net income. And in terms of how you're assessed on your spreadsheets, you'll lose 5 points every formatting error and 5 points for misspelled words or capitalization errors. 10 points for every incorrect or unused formula. You lose 20 points if you don't link assignments to your budget or if that's not done correctly. And 10% or 10 points for independent problem solving. I expect you to use past knowledge and apply it to new situations. And use the resources I've given you. And also make sure you hand this in on time. You'll lose 5 points for each day an assignment is not completed on time. When you finish an assignment, hand it in with the word done on it. In terms of the budget project, again, use the resources I've given you in terms of your spreadsheet expectations and formatting. Use the screenshots, cast rather, that I've created for you, and use previous spreadsheets. It's important to note that when you're doing calculations, don't combine numbers and letters in the same cell. If you intend to use that cell for calculations, it can't be done. You cannot add, subtract, multiply, or divide words. Okay, so first of all, what is a budget? Do you remember this? Okay, so a budget is what? It is a plan. It's a plan for what? What are you going to do with your money? You're going to save it or spend it? And you could invest it as well. That's part of a savings plan. And your monthly budget is based on your income coming in and your expenses that is going out. So, one piece of information statistics shows that about a third to 40% of our money goes to housing. And that's really important to note. So, whether you rent or buy a house, you expect a third of your money or up to 41% of your money to go for that. Groceries also can be quite expensive, as you know, because you created a grocery spreadsheet. All right, car loan spreadsheet. You should be able to determine the payment for a vehicle, determine if the monthly payment fits into your budget. So remember, when you make a change, perform what-if analysis and look at your discretionary income to make sure it's positive. State the 3 main variables that determine your monthly payment and 3 variables that determine a loan's interest rate. And also list factors that determine what interest rate you may get on a car loan. And then you need to be able to link your car payment to your budget. So what are the variables that determine the monthly payment for a car? The 3 main variables are the principal of the loan, the interest rate, and the term. And then there are several factors that determine your interest rate, your credit score, of course, how much money you'll borrow, your DTI, which should be what percent or less? That's right, 36. Obviously, bank or credit union that you're using. Some give better rates than others. And then if you're buying a new or a used car. And so why are we using formulas on a spreadsheet? It's faster, more accurate, and you're allowed to perform what-if analysis. So here's the car loan spreadsheet that you should set up. And I would just start out with using, the number that I have used first to determine, if you can afford it. So we have a Chevy Cruze here, purchase price, it's secondhand, of course, 10 grand. We need the formula here in cell B8 for your down payment. So what would that be? I mean, if you had a calculator, you would take $10,000, right? And you'd multiply it by 0.05. So in what cell is $10,000 located in? It's in cell B7. So that would be B7 times 0.05 because that's 5%. So that is what you would put in cell B8. Now, what is the principal amount or the amount of money that you borrow? Okay, so you would take the purchase price and subtract the down payment. So again, you need to be able to apply past knowledge to new situations. So the formula here in the principal in cell B9 would be equals B7 minus B8. Okay, so the purchase price minus the down payment. Remember, you're going to be writing out a check on this on your handout. You do have to hand that sheet of paper in when you're done with the car loan spreadsheet. All right, and then finally, the monthly payment. In terms of determining the monthly payment of a loan, this is the formula. So it looks more complicated than it actually is. Equals negative PMT. PMT is an abbreviation for payment. It's negative because it's an outflow of money, okay, money you'll be spending. So the first, there are three different variables that determine the cost of your monthly payment. So the first is in cell B10. So that's the interest rate, but that's the annual rate. So we have to divide it by 12. So in here, you'll see that the interest rate is B10 divided by 12. The second variable is located in B11. So that's your term, okay? So it's B11 times 12. So that's your term. That's the total number of payments. So if it's 5 years times 12 months in a year, there'll be 60 total payments. And then finally, the last variable is your principal or the amount that you borrow. So that's located in cell B9. Okay, so we have a couple more formulas here you need to know. In B11 would be the total amount that you pay back. So it's your monthly payment amount, B12 times B11, which is your term, times 12. So it's going to be 50 payments of whatever your monthly payment is. And then, of course, you have finance charge. That's how much money the bank or credit union actually earns on loaning you money. Okay, that's how they make money. So it's going to be how much you pay back in total, which is B13 minus B9. It begins with equals. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Now you do have to write out a check, okay, for the down payment, and you do have to answer the questions on this. Hopefully this helps. Let me know if it does not. Do you remember, by the way, what these three set of numbers here represent at the bottom of your check? The first set of numbers is what? The routing number, okay, routes back to the bank. The second set of numbers, that's right, your account number. And finally, the third set of number, which also matches up here, is your check number. Okay, hopefully this helps. Let me know if you need help. Get this in on time. Thank you.